My name is Lisa Franks, and I live in my wheelchair-accessible campervan. I travel all around North America, searching for good weather, surf, mountain bike trails, and any other adventure that comes my way. I like to show the reality of what it's like to live this lifestyle while using a wheelchair. One of the questions I get asked frequently is, how do I shower while I'm on the road? And in today's video, I'm going to share all that information with you. Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. If you are new here, I want to give you a very warm welcome. I'm so glad you stumbled upon this channel. And if you're a returning viewer, thank you guys so much for the support. It's been amazing already. If you happen to catch my last video, I went into some pretty personal details about what it's like to go to the bathroom when you have a spinal cord injury, and explained how I manage it all in my camper van when I don't even have a bathroom in the van. So if you haven't seen that, go and check it out. In that video, I promised that I would explain how I shower while I am on the road, and so that's what today's video is going to be all about. On a daily basis, I do use wet wipes to, keep things clean under the armpits and the bits. And if I feel like my hair is greasy but I'm clean, I have been known to use just my sink and put my head in the sink and give my hair a shampoo and condition. And I love that I have a huge sink and that's easy enough to do that. Dry shampoo is a staple for me in the van, but I think it only gives me another day or two before the hair gets really greasy, and I probably like to have a shower at least every 3 days. Typically, I rely on campgrounds and gyms for showers, but there are instances where I just am not anywhere near a shower, or sometimes I go to a campground or a gym and the shower is not accessible for my needs. So I wanted to have some way to shower within the van. When I was designing my van, I made a mistake that a lot of first-time van lifers make, which is thinking that an outdoor shower would be the answer to all of my problems. I quickly found out, though, that outdoor showers just really are not practical. My original design of the van had a water heater on the back door of my van. It was a propane heater, and I thought I'd just open up the two back doors and then put a curtain rod and a shower curtain there, and I'd shower in between the doors. And I realized that it just was not practical at all. First of all, my wheelchair would get just covered in water and mud. So if I wanted to avoid that, I'd have to carry a separate chair to shower on, which I just don't have room for that in my van. And then the other issue is that unless you live in a really hot climate all the time, it's kind of cold to shower outside. I find that I use my shower in the van the most when I am traveling from Canada to California in the shoulder season, so in spring or late fall. And that's when I'm not willing to go to a city to find a shower. So when it's 5 degrees Celsius, I don't want to be showering outside. The other issue with the outdoor shower is privacy. I really thought I'd be off really in secluded areas and it'd be great to have this meaningful outdoor shower experience, but reality is there's usually somebody around. I'm near a hiking trail or there's other van lifers around, so privacy was another not practical reason to have an outdoor shower. And my final complaint with the outdoor shower is because it was propane, I had to always hook up the propane tank and hook up the water and do all these little fiddly things. And if you know me, I just don't have patience for things like that. So after 2 years in the van and I didn't use the outdoor shower once, I decided I need something inside the van. Originally, I thought I would use the propane heater that I had inside the van, but then you have to deal with venting it and probably hooking it up again, so I scrapped that idea. I ended up purchasing an electric heater, and it has a tank, and it fills that tank with water, and then I plug it in, and the water in the tank gets heated up. I like this because it's simple. I just plug in the tank into the outlet and wait 20 minutes and the water is ready to go. Thing that made my entire indoor shower come together was something called a puppy pool. This is what my shower essentially folds into. So it is a 3-foot diameter. It's almost like one of those little kids' inflatable pools, but it's made of hard plastic. I can unfold this onto the floor of my van, and that is what collects all of the water and how I have a shower indoors. I lay down a waterproof mattress protector on my floor just in case there's a leak, and then I add this green foam cushion so I have a little bit of extra padding when I'm sitting on the floor. Next, I unfold the puppy pool. I have just enough room in the opening of my van to fit the 3-foot puppy pool on the floor. I make sure I unplug the water heater because as I shower, it's going to refill with cold water, and I don't want to waste the energy heating that water up. I keep the hose attached to the water heater, and it even stretches enough to fit outside my sliding door so I could give my mountain bike a rinse if I need to after a ride. Now it's just a matter of letting gravity do the work as I slowly control lowering myself onto the floor. This is the easy part. Gravity is working in my favor, but remember, I have to get back up off the floor where gravity is working completely against me. Since I am so low to the ground, I don't even need a shower curtain. I just need to make sure I'm leaning forward and keeping the spray really close to my head. If somebody was unable to do a transfer to the floor, I think they could use the puppy pool and a shower chair, but then certainly they would need a shower curtain to contain the spray from the shower head. I make sure when I'm showering like this that I only use biodegradable products because the water will eventually just end up on the ground. If I'm camping in an area that's really beautiful and secluded, I will completely take advantage of that and open up my sliding door and enjoy the outdoor view. The sun's about to go down right now. Some people would pay millions for a view out of their bathroom like this. Mine's free. It's so refreshing to have a real shower with water everywhere and not just using wet wipes. But now comes the hardest part, and that is getting back into my wheelchair. A floor to wheelchair transfer is something that I have mastered, and it's an essential skill for van life. I would not be out on the road on my own if I could not do this. There are times where I have fallen on the floor in my van, whether I'm getting in and out of bed or to the driver's seat, and if I was unable to get back into my wheelchair, I would be stuck. And the last task is to get rid of the water. There is a place to put a hose and drain on the puppy pool, but I find it's way quicker and way more convenient to just dump it right outside the sliding door. I make sure I am outside of the city when I am showering this way, so I'm not, in a Walmart parking lot dumping my bath water on the pavement. Of course, I would love to have a built-in shower in my van that I don't have to set up and fiddle with, but in reality, I just don't have room. I need a lot of room for my mountain bike, and then I need a lot of room for my wheelchair to maneuver around in the kitchen and living area. So this is what I came up with, and it's not ideal, but it works well for me. If you came here hoping to see a fully built-in accessible shower in a camper van, I don't have one because I just don't have the room, but my friend Margaret has an accessible van, and I did a van tour with her, and you can find the video. I'll link it right here. And she's got an amazing accessible shower and dry flush toilet. It's really nice to have an indoor shower option because I've had some horror stories when it comes to using public showers. One time I was in a campground and, I got completely undressed. I transferred onto the bench and I put my token in the token dispenser to start the water, and it went on, and I started showering, got shampoo in my hair, and then the token ran out and I put another one in and nothing happened. No water came out. I put another one in and another one in and nothing was happening. So I had to get back into my wheelchair, put some clothes on, and I got back in the van, hair still full of shampoo, and drove to the other bathroom that was accessible in the campground. Finally got to that bathroom, got undressed again, got on the bench, put a token in, and nothing happened at all. Another token and nothing again. There was no water at all in that accessible shower. So at this point, those were the two accessible showers in the campground. I debated what to do, so I ended up just going to a regular shower right around the corner. I just threw a towel over myself and made a mad dash to the non-accessible shower. I tried a token and it worked. So I basically sat in my wheelchair, hung my head in the stream of the water, and rinsed off as best I could while still trying not to get my chair soaking wet. So it wasn't the best scenario at all. But by far the worst story was actually at that same campground. I had gone surfing, and instead of just using my shower in the van, I just decided to go to the campground and get a good hot shower. And while I was in there, I was just using one of those little scrub brushes for your nails. I use it on the palms of my hands because they get so filthy dirty from wheeling my wheelchair. And so I was scrubbing away and accidentally dropped the brush on the ground. And I leaned over to pick it up. When I picked it up, I was like, oh, there must have been some sand that somebody had washed off and was on the ground, because my brush was all full of, this brown soft material. And then I smelt it and realized, nope, that wasn't sand. Somebody had taken a number 2 in the shower, and it was all over the drain in the floor of the shower, and now are my hands. So nothing I could do after that could make me feel clean, and I just wanted to forget that ever happened. I did learn my lesson though, and now I carefully inspect any public shower before I get in there. I really hope somebody found this useful. I know I went through a lot of trial and error and a lot of brainstorming to come up with a way where I could have a shower that was comfortable, didn't require a lot of setup, and just to know that I could always have an accessible way to shower if there wasn't one available for me. So thanks for watching the video. Again, I know it wasn't super exciting. I promise the next one I'll go on a fun adventure and you can come along with me. Until then, everyone, safe travels, and remember to keep it wheel.